Going through, we quiet things down for the rest of the evening. Skies begin to clear out tonight, bringing in some filtering in some cooler temperatures down to 50 for a low. Then a windy, cool day tomorrow with a mix of clouds and sunshine back up to 59. Clear skies tomorrow night, less wind, low 50. Then warming up for Monday and Tuesday. Lots of sunshine both days. High 73 on Monday, starting to feel more like summer on Tuesday with a high near 80. Currently 71 degrees, mostly cloudy, but those storms arriving here from the west very soon. Humidity 73%, wind south at 15. Repeating the current temperature 71, going down to 50 in the midtown. That's with a leading outlook this cloud to the New York's weather station. 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Not sure about ranked choice voting? No problem. NYC Votes has you covered. With ranked choice voting, you can rank up to 5 candidates in order of preference instead of picking just one. The more candidates you rank, the more power your vote has. Here's how it works. If your top choice doesn't have enough support to win, your vote automatically moves to your next choice. This keeps going until a candidate gets more than 50% of the votes and wins. The next primary is June 24th, 2025, and early voting runs June 14th to June 22nd. Learn more at nycvotes.org, paid for by NYC Votes.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings. Because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
The city's largest public display of rare and endangered geckos is scheduled to open to the public in Brooklyn next month. East Williamsburg's Gecko Gallery is in the basement, a 400-square-foot space of a once notorious party scene in the McKinnon Loft at 255 McKinnon Street. Gecko researchers Richie Lallet and Joseph Maragov saw their collections outgrew their respective Brooklyn apartments. They pulled their resources in September and rented the space.
We love working with these animals, so we see no end to being able to inspire others and allow people to come in and view our efforts, because at the end of the day, working with animals is one thing, but being able to spread the love for the animals is a completely separate endeavor.
That's Migueloff speaking to Wins admission, $20 per person. Lallet and Migueloff hope their Gecko Gallery will attract people of all ages from all boroughs. There is a new uptick in measles cases around the country.
Those measles cases in Texas are now up to at least 646, and authorities are investigating a second case involving a vaccinated adult who may have been exposed while traveling within the U.S. The L.A. County Health Department is investigating a confirmed measles case in a resident who recently traveled from Texas. Colorado says a 5th case of measles in that state is in a vaccinated adult in Denver, and in Oklahoma, health officials say people at a Walmart center may have been exposed to a case of measles. There are now 15 cases in Oklahoma.
Allison Keys with that report. If you ate at Jersey Mike's, Subs, and Oceanside between April 5th and the 19th, you may have been exposed to hepatitis A, according to the Nassau County Department of Health. Officials say a food handler who worked in the shop was confirmed to have Hep A. Anyone who ate food or drinks prepared at that store or used its bathroom could have been exposed. The hepatitis A virus causes a disease of the liver that is usually a mild, short-term illness, according to the CDC. Symptoms may appear between 2 and 7 weeks after exposure, including food yellow skin or eyes, nausea, stomach pain, joint pain, dark urine, or clay-colored stools. It can be spread by eating food or drinks handled by an infected person or coming in contact with something contaminated by the stool of a person with hepatitis A. The county has set up a weekend call center for anyone who needs more info. You can dial 516-227-9651. Again, 516-227-9651 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Wins News Time, 6:37, 1010 Wins Entertainment News next.
Hey, Green Dog, so you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Dog, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I win. Guaranteed or your money back. Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobble. Let the gobble get it.
What was that? is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Nice. Find your business card at ooma.com/radio.
Wins News Time 6:38. Now 1010 Wins Entertainment News.
20 years later, I can hardly believe, we're still as popular and happening as we are.
The Force was with those at a Los Angeles theater Friday, El Capitan Theater to be exact. Star Wars castmates Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson surprised fans when they showed up at a special 20th anniversary screening of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Christensen had a red lightsaber, then Mace Windu, played by Jackson, showed up to thunderous applause. Entertainment News at 38 past each and every hour right here on 1010 Wins News Time 6:39.
Entertainment on 1010 Wins is sponsored by Shulman & Hill, New York's injury lawyers.
Visit hurtny.com.
That's hurtny.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,005 reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you own a small business, take the first step to winning $10,000. Visit 1010wins.com/challenge for more info. That's 1010wins.com/challenge.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening, 71 degrees, 640 on your Saturday, April 26th. I am Stephanie Officer. Here's what's happening. An NYPD cop facing new charges for allegedly sending explicit pictures to who he thought was a teen girl. A man was stabbed and killed in the Bronx early this morning. Budget-friendly meals all over TikTok and other platforms. Creators, consumers bracing for a possible recession. The Menendez brothers want the Los Angeles DA to recuse himself from their case. A Dutch town hall most likely tossed 46 prints by Andy Warhol into the trash. And today's Yanks Blue Jays game rescheduled due to the forecast. 71 degrees, mostly cloudy in Midtown. It's news time. 641 traffic transit on the one. Susan Brown.
And our focus right now is on New Jersey. A crash on the northbound Pulaski Skyway right around Broadway. You've got that right lane closed down. Despite that, not seeing a major issue getting to, it's not really a minor slowdown behind that on the Pulaski Skyway. Okay, we got that much going for us. Now on the westbound side of 495 near Boulevard East, you have a left lane collision there on Hawkins. So you're slow out of the tube, about 20 minutes or so for the Lincoln. And that's actually for both tubes, Lincoln and Holland, and in both directions. Here's what you need to know about the other bridges and tunnels. Let's check that, George. Oh, much better. We're looking at about 20 to 30 minutes for the outbound and inbound, George. And both levels seem to be moving along pretty much the same. The northbound Deegan approaching that Cross Bronx. We had a crash that was in the center lane. It was moved off onto the shoulder, but it's still blocking part of the lane for the ramp for the eastbound Cross Bronx. So keep that in mind. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. The LIE westbound at Syriantown Road. A crash there that's exit 35. You're slow from Willis Avenue. Still working on that problem on the westbound Southern State Parkway. At the Meadowbrook, a crash there causing delays back to around Route 106. And our next reports at 6:51. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
An NYPD cop facing new charges for allegedly sending explicit pictures to to who he thought was a teen girl.
The Queens DA has now entered the case of Travis D'Souza. He was arrested last October for allegedly sending sexually explicit messages to a person he thought was a 14-year-old girl. In reality, it was an undercover police officer. At the time, D'Souza was assigned to the NYPD's Explorer program, which works with young people interested in law enforcement. Now, Queens DA Melinda Katz has filed new charges. They are attempted dissemination of indecent materials to a minor, official misconduct, obscenity, and attempted endangerment of a child. D'Souza is 35 years old, living in Queens. He had been assigned to run the Explorer program in the 7-5 precinct in Brooklyn. He was arraigned on the new charges Friday night. He must return to court June 11th. Carol Diori with 1010 News at 92.3 FM.
Man was stabbed and killed in the Bronx early Saturday. The NYPD says officers found the 36-year-old man stabbed several times in his torso at East Burnside Avenue and East Valentine Avenue in Morris Heights. Minutes before 4 a.m., medics rushed the victim to St. Barnabas, where he was later pronounced dead. Cops are now looking for his killer, who they say ran away dressed in a blue hooded sweatshirt and blue jeans. The victim's identity being withheld pending family notification. That investigation continues. Huge crowds at the funeral for Pope Francis in Rome today.
There were tens of thousands of people from all over the world on the square for Pope Francis's funeral ceremony. Joanna Quillen from Boston was there with her mother.
I thought he was a great pope. I think he did a lot to welcome people back into the church.
There was applause throughout at mentions of Francis's calls to help the poor, refugees and migrants, and his appeals to end conflicts around the world. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Vatican City.
Vatican says at least 250,000 people gathered in St. Peter's Square, 150,000 lining the motorcade route to Francis's final resting place at Mary St. Major on the other side of Rome at Archbishop Gabriel Caccia, the permanent observer of the Holy See to the United Nations, says Pope Francis embodied peace, unity, and hope.
Anytime we heard him, we saw him, it was like when you see a clean sky or you drink clear water or you encounter somebody with a pure heart. It was refreshing.
Pope Francis' funeral drew again around 200,000 people to St. Peter's Square in Vatican City this morning. Now to an update on a story we told you about yesterday here on 1010 Wins. Police say 4 teens accused of beating down a 65-year-old retired police officer at the Upper East Side turned themselves in Friday evening. The victim was trying to help a cab driver who was being harassed by those teens. That's what police say. This all originally happened Tuesday when officers reported that 5 suspects got into a fight with a 65-year-old near East 84th and Park Avenue. They surrounded the victim. One of them hit the retired officer with a backpack, punched him in the face. The victim fell to the ground, sustained minor injuries to his face and knee. He declined medical attention. The suspects later ran off. Arrest records show 3 14-year-olds are being charged with second-degree assault, gang assault, and second-degree assault. A 13-year-old is facing 1 count of second-degree gang assault and 2 counts of second-degree assault. According to police, the 13-year-old punched the victim in the face again and struck him with a backpack. Linked news time, 6:46.
You've seen the ads, pre-owned car prices that seem too good to be true, because often they are. Once you try to buy one, the final price is thousands more. You've been duped, but that won't happen at Major World, where what you negotiate is what you pay. Yeah, some things we can't help, like taxes, D&D fees, plus a small $175 processing fee, but that's it. No surprises. Don't get duped by fake low prices. Come instead to Major World.
Major World, 4320 Golden Boulevard, 1-866-1-800-MAJOR AUTO, or go to MajorWorld.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
No end in sight for the U.S.-China trade war. It's not even clear when the negotiations are happening.
President Trump, for days, has been saying that there are these active talks happening between the U.S. and China on tariffs. But Beijing is flat out denying that, calling it fake news, saying that there are no active consultations or negotiations on tariffs, saying that the U.S. should stop confusing the public. And President Trump has also said that he's spoken to Xi Jinping numerous times, but he hasn't said when.
correspondent Selena Wayne. Budget-friendly meals are all over TikTok and other platforms as creators and consumers alike brace for a possible recession. That raises concerns over grocery bills. TikTok says the hashtag budget meals has seen a 20% increase in posts in the last month.
This is your first time being poor. I'm Kiki, and I'm trying to make it affordable to eat by using depression, recession, and wartime recipes.
That is Kiki Ruff, who makes videos about cooking affordably. Videos like hers are raking in millions of views amid fears again of a recession. A huge blast and fire at a port in southern Iran today.
Straight black smoke billowed from an Iranian port after an explosion in Bandar Abbas. Videos showed building interiors damaged from the power of the blast. It's unclear what caused the explosion. It happened as U.S. and Iranian officials held a third round of high-stakes talks on a potential nuclear deal. A meeting happening in Oman with Iranian officials mediate.
Correspondent Marcus Moore, an Iranian disaster management official, says 5 people were killed, more than 700 others hurt. Well, the Menendez brothers want the Los Angeles DA to recuse himself from their case due to shenanigans and next-level gaslighting. The famed brothers have served 35 years in prison for the 1989 murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty, at their Beverly Hills home. The brothers' attorney, Mark Garagos, is arguing the case cannot proceed with the LA County being involved. Lawyers for the brothers laid out various conflicts already involving Nathan Hopkins, that's the LA County DA, who admitted that he had already spoken with Kathleen Cady, the lawyer representing Milton Anderson, the only family member to oppose resentencing. Less than 2 weeks later, it was Cady who Mr. Hopkins selected to be the new head of the Department of Victim Services. The filing also slammed the DA for not executing the Menendez family's wishes. We're into news time 6:49. Traffic and AccuWeather coming at you next on 1010 Wins.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-595-1395. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-595-1395. That's 800-595-1395. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Feeling inspired by the New York Auto Show? Then visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, your destination for automotive excellence with one of the largest Mercedes-Benz selections on the East Coast, including over 150 new and pre-owned vehicles in their showroom. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Become one of New York's kindest. Adopt a dog, cat, rabbit, or even a guinea pig from Animal Care Centers of New York. Or if you're not ready to commit, foster or donate. Visit nycacc.org or download the ACC app.
Wins News Time 6:51. Traffic transit on the one. Susan Brown.
And off we go to New Jersey. A crash on the northbound Pulaski Skyway over the Hackensack River. You've got that right lane closed down and about a 10-minute delay behind that. So not too bad, which is good news to report. Here's some more good news. Westbound 495 near Boulevard East. We had a left lane down with a collision. That's been cleared away in Weehawken. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Despite those issues there on the Lincoln and the Holland, we're looking okay in both directions. Actually, just minor delays, 20 minutes or less for the Hudson Tubes. The outbound Georgia, about 30 minutes. Inbound, 20 minutes or so. The East River crossings, well, the Brooklyn Bridge is kind of heavy headed into that borough. And once you get there, you've got stop-and-go traffic on the eastbound BQE between the Prospect and Atlantic Avenue. Earlier, probably in the westbound belt, we had a stall right before 130th. That has been cleared away. And then we had an issue on the LIE moving westbound at Searingtown Road, a crash that's been cleared away. And this report sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Our next report's at 7:01. Susan Brown and 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal debt. That the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
now your official 10-10 winds accurate forecast. How about it, meteorologist Carl Erickson?
All right, Stephanie. Well, dark skies are threatening those clouds just west of the Hudson right now. In fact, already those storms will be in the parts of Upper Manhattan and into the Bronx to be moving into the rest of Manhattan here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Brief downpours, gusty winds with those, of course, moving through rather quickly. So by 7:30, 7:45, it's pretty much out of here. And the rest of the evening and overnight will be quiet as we clear things out and cool things off as well, down to 50 for a low. And it will be a noticeably cooler day tomorrow with gusty winds, clouds, and sunshine overhead, high 59. Back down to 50 tomorrow night with clear skies. And turning out nice on Monday with warmer temperatures under sunshine, high 73. Even warmer on Tuesday, sunshine, patchy clouds, high near 80. Right now, 71 degrees with that heavy rain moving on in. Humidity 73%. Wind south at 15. European temperature 71 going down to 50 in Midtown. And like your little meteorologist Carl Erickson on New York's weather station. 10-10 winds on 92.3 FM.
Hey guys, Scott Stanford here. While you're planning and researching trips, consider protecting your journey with a travel insurance plan from TravelGuard.com. I know how stressful it can be when travel plans don't always go as expected, and due to the increase of severe weather, there can be little to no warning signs when it comes to the threat of weather disrupting travel. So, if you need help adjusting travel dates or getting home safely, TravelGuard has your back. Visit TravelGuard.com. That's TravelGuard.com.
Accidents happen fast. Getting your car fixed, not so fast. Until now. Paul's Auto Collision of Garden City is a state-of-the-art auto body shop and collision center, offering high-quality repairs, flawless finishes, and quick turnaround. Call 516-406-3700 and let their seasoned technicians restore your car to pre-accident condition. Paul's Auto Collision is a showcase of high standards, latest refinish technology, and attention to detail. Call 516-406-3700 or visit paulsautocollision.com.
A Dutch town hall most likely tossed 46 prints by Andy Warhol worth nearly $25,000 into the trash while undergoing renovations. The mayor of a city in the Netherlands told a public broadcaster that the town probably mistakenly tossed those Warhol pieces that were in the town's possession. Likely among them, a silkscreen print of former Dutch queen Beatrix, which was worth just over $17,000. There were no established procedures for how to care for the art, collectively valued again at nearly $25,000. During the renovation, nor was it clear who was responsible for their care. One of the Warhol pieces was last seen in September 23, at which time it appeared to have water damage, and no one has seen it since. Correspondence written by a well-known Titanic survivor has sold at an auction in Britain.
Gracie, a first-class passenger on the Titanic, had written a note to the seller's great-uncle on April 10th, 1912, just days before the ship sank. Gracie wrote, "It is a fine ship, but I shall await my journey's end before I pass judgment on her." Gracie jumped from the sinking ship and managed to scramble onto an overturned, collapsible boat and was rescued by other passengers on board a lifeboat. He went on to write the truth about the Titanic when he returned to New York City. The letter was sold Saturday to a private collector from the U.S. I'm Donna Ruby.
Winds News Time 6:56, now Bloomberg Money Watch.
Eli Lilly has come up with what some call the holy grail of weight loss, an experimental pill.
They had pivotal data from a late-stage study showing that their pill, an oral treatment, looks like it works about as well as the injectable Ozempic made by its rival Novo Nordisk, at least in patients who have type 2 diabetes.
Bloomberg's Damian Garde says patients taking the pill lost 16 pounds, or close to 8% of their body weight over a 40-week period. It will take a while, though, for it to make it to market. Eli Lilly plans to apply for the pills used for weight management by the end of the year. Garde says Lilly looks to gain a double foothold against Novo Nordisk with the needle-free and cheaper pill and its already established Zepbound.
Novo has, the major product in the form of Ozempic, but Lilly has an injectable medicine that works a little bit better than Ozempic, and now appears to be knocking on the door of having a pill.
Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Nancy Lyons for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. You need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
23 years later, there is a serious problem for civilians who are part of the 9/11 community. Susan Mitchell here with this message from Barish and McGarry. And Michael Barish, what's going on?
Well, the civilians don't realize they're entitled to the same benefits as the firefighters and cops. Governor Hochul signed a bill making it mandatory for downtown companies south of Canal Street to advise their former employees that they are eligible for both the health program and the victim fund.
So you're talking about the 9/11 Notice Act. If somebody is yet to be contacted by that former employer, what should they do?
Contact us. Let us enroll you in both programs. Let us reach out to your former company and let them know that it's mandatory that they comply with the law. We want to make sure everyone accesses the benefits to which they are entitled. And here's the thing. We make sure that your award is fair. We make sure you get the justice you deserve.
So contact Barish and McGarry and let them help you enroll. 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com.
Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
WINS, WINS-FM and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Couple of showers and thunderstorms very early this evening. Any storm may be gusty with small hail. Overnight, we turn out partly cloudy, breezy, and cooler with a low of 50. Tomorrow, windy, cool, intervals of clouds and sun. Elevated fire threat in areas of dry brush due to gusty winds and low humidity. High of 59. Then tomorrow night, mainly clear with a low of 50. Monday, we turn out nice, warmer sunshine. Elevated fire threat, though, in areas of dry brush. High 73. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Stephanie Patella, James Boyce, our service aides, and Gary Souter at the editor's desk. I am Stephanie Officer.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good evening. It's 71 degrees at 7 o'clock. I'm Bud Mishkin. Here's what's happening. A Brooklyn police officer is facing new charges for allegedly sending an explicit picture to an undercover officer posing as a 14-year-old girl. Millions around the world watch as Pope Francis is laid to rest. The latest immigration issue is the deportation of a 2-year-old girl. The girl's father says she is a U.S. citizen. NYPD searching for a suspect accused of ripping down 4 religious Hindu flags in Queens. A bakery in New Jersey tells its customers, cool it on the cologne and perfume. We want to smell muffins and scones, not cologne and perfume. That makes sense. Sports today's Yankees-Blue Jays game has been rescheduled due to the forecast of sustained inclement weather. It'll be made up tomorrow as part of the second game of a single-admission doubleheader, but tickets for today's game will not be valid for tomorrow's single-admission doubleheader. The Mets are playing the Nationals. AccuWeather, couple of showers and a thunderstorm through early this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy, a low overnight of 50. It's news time, 7:01. That's time for traffic and transit. Check it out, the Susan Brown.
And we have slick roads, so cool your jets. Northbound Deegan approaching the Cross Bronx. We had a crash that was blocking the center lane. Then it was moved up onto the shoulder. It was blocking part of the lane for the eastbound Cross Bronx. Completely gone. You are good to go there. Now, if you're on the westbound Cross Bronx, headed to the George, to Jersey, or points west, not a bad ride at all. I'm seeing pockets of delays, but nothing in the way of a stall or collision to get in the way of your progress. So the outbound George, I would say 20 minutes. And coming inbound, pretty much the same. The Hudson tubes are looking pretty good. 20 minutes tops in both directions. And in New Jersey, that problem still crashing northbound Pulaski Skyway over the Hackensack River in Jersey City. You have one lane blocked down, but I'm seeing a minor delay of maybe about 10 minutes, give or take. And here's what you need to know about the other bridges and tunnels. The East River crossings, that Brooklyn Bridge, it's kind of backed up. The Verrazano looks okay, actually, in both directions. And here's what we see on the lanes. Big 3 lightly just has slowdowns here and there, especially around the Clearview in both directions. And the southern state, that crash moving westbound to Meadowbrook still being worked on. Our next report's coming up at 7:11. Susan Brown and 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
There are new charges against an NYPD officer. Here's 1010 Winds reporter Carl Diori.
Travis D'Souza was already in a lot of trouble. Now it just got worse. The Queens DA slapped him with new charges relating to a sex case last October. Now he's accused of sending sexually explicit messages to someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl. In reality, the recipient was an undercover police officer in Queens. The new charges are attempted dissemination of indecent materials to a minor, official misconduct, obscenity, and attempted endangerment of a child. He was initially arrested last October. D'Souza was in charge of the Explorer Youth Program in the 7-5 precinct in Brooklyn. Queens DA Melinda Katz says the Explorers is an amazing program, and our kids need to be able to trust and have faith in its leaders. Carol Diori, 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
The world watched as Pope Francis was laid to rest today in Rome, including here in New York. Archbishop Gabriel Caccia spoke at Mass at St. Patrick's. He is the UN Permanent Observer of the Holy See.
We have mixed feeling. On one hand, the sadness for this detachment. On the other hand, the sense of an accomplishment, as if God had told him